captain. He's 21 today. Celebrations might have to wait for a day or two. Now, good and bad. Firstly, full marks to Malcolm Turnbull. He's under siege now from Labor and the Greens over coal. Forget the polls. Many people have been brainwashed by this global warming rubbish and that coal is destructive because of carbon dioxide. Malcolm Turnbull said yesterday there is nobody of any credibility or authority in the world energy sector, from the International Energy Agency, take your pick, that will not tell you that coal is going to have a big part to play, although a diminishing part in percentage terms, in the world's energy mix for many decades. Correct. The current energy mix is simple. 5% of our energy comes from wind, 7% from hydro, 12% from gas, 50% from black coal, and 26% from brown coal. So we demonise coal, no investment, close down coal-fired power stations, which we've done. Morwell Power Station closed, Hazelwood closing now, Playford, Yallourn, Redbank, Loy Yang B, a stack of them. 8 have closed over the past 5 years. Hazelwood makes 9. All because of this global warming hoax. And now, we're the 11th biggest economy in the world, and we don't have the money, $750 million, to keep Hazelwood open. The 52-year-old Hazelwood power station, gone. 5% of the nation's electricity supply, gone. The power bills will go up. South Australia's Northern Power Station closed last year. Prices went up. A bias against coal-fired power. A stack of fossil fuel power plants, as I said, 9 now, have left the market. And now, of course, Liddell in New South Wales, which provides enough power for about 1 million homes, it could go. Now, there is phenomenal new technology, if you were worried about carbon dioxide emissions. Technology carbon capture and storage. There's research into all of this, and a recent report says not only will this technology provide energy around the clock, but it would be far cheaper than renewable energy. The reality is coal-fired facilities are the cheapest source of baseload electricity, but they're not viable. Government keeps pouring taxpayers' money into renewable energy. So investors are spooked. They know there's a political bias towards renewable energy. So there won't be capital thrown into coal-fired power. It's as if government is saying, we don't want a market that runs on the most efficient and the cheapest. We want a market that runs on a renewable energy strategy, ideology. So government keeps interfering and intervening and distorting the market. If wind power and solar power are all that cracked up to be and viable, let them compete with coal-fired power. They'd be out the door tomorrow without taxpayer subsidies. A Liberal Party, which is supposed to believe in the market, continues to distort and destroy the market. It was back in mid-2014 that authoritative forecasts told us we were facing an unprecedented glut of electricity. We'd never seen so much before. So the global warming apologists stepped in, get rid of the surplus capacity, decommission the coal-fired power plants to meet our commitment to the Paris climate change talks. And suddenly, those who told us in mid-2014 that we had an unprecedented glut of electricity, smart people like Tom Parry, the foundation chairman of the Australian Energy Market Operator, I'll come to that in a minute, but suddenly as the global warming hoax took hold, in all political parties, coal-fired power is demonised. We were told about surplus electricity generation, so get rid of coal-fired power. That'll make us look good in Paris. So here we are. No reliability. We don't have electricity or the capacity to generate it. I'm sorry, if the heat wave comes, we're stuffed. And the coal-fired power plants that have been shut down are gone for good. Government should be in the dock. Governments should be in the dock. We are being run by economic vandals. I repeat, I said over and over again, decarbonise the economy, and you're signing a national economic suicide note. That's what's happened. So this Hazelwood is not going to be reopened, $750 million. One of the reasons is that Tony Abbott says it should be, and if Abbott says it won't happen. We are the 11th biggest economy in the world. Bear with me. $750 million needed to keep it open. 25% of Victoria's power gone, 5% of Australia's. The 11th biggest economy in the world. Why? Why haven't we determined to keep Hazelwood open? The price of electricity is going up. We're facing with unreliability in supply, blackouts. Well, listen to this and don't buckle. I mentioned the Australian Energy Market Operator. It issued a statement on Friday saying that the closure of Hazelwood would, quote, not compromise the security of the Victorian electricity system, nor the broader national electricity market next summer. Won't compromise it. 20% of Victoria's power, 5% of Australia, won't affect anything. That is contrary to almost every other statement. So why would this Australian Energy Market Operator issue such a statement? Who is the new head of the Australian Energy Market Regulator? Is Malcolm Turnbull indirectly still in bed with the global warming hoax? Apparently, there's no Australian qualified to be head of the Australian Energy Market Regulator. So an American named Audrey Zibelman has been recruited from the Public Service Commission of New York, and she's just taken over. What kind of comments has she made on the public record, Miss Zibelman? She's a global warming advocate and a promoter of wind turbines. What are some of the things she's on the record as having said? Quote, this state, New York, has both the ingenuity and the ambition to really start addressing climate change. We're not going to get there by accident. We need a plan. And the plan involved $5 billion to be raised by surcharges on consumer bills. This is the American state of New York, where electricity costs are about 50% higher than the national average in the United States and double that of many other states, 13.5 cents per kilowatt hour. Well, a few more quotes from the woman now running our Australian Energy Market Operator. Who gave her the job? Quote, we saw the effects of climate change from Hurricane Sandy and major climatic events, so we are seeing that change. Well, the number of hurricanes to hit the USA in recent years is in decline. Here's another. Remember, no willingness to keep Hazelwood open. She says it's not going to affect the security of the electricity system. Well, what's her view about coal-fired power? She said in 2016, quote, the frivolous lawsuit is right out of the fossil fuel industry's playbook to deny and thwart actions to combat climate change. Listen to this. It's been a great honour to serve in Governor Cuomo's administration, and I'm forever grateful to have played a part in bringing the Governor's highly lauded vision of a clean energy economy into fruition. This is the woman, Zibelman, clean energy. Why would she want to keep Hazelwood open? She's totally opposed to fossil fuels. She's the new American head of the Australian Energy Market Operator. She went on, thanks to the Governor's leadership, New York State is on a pathway to achieve 50% renewable electricity. This is South Australian stuff. I have no doubt by 2030, the Governor's administration will continue to lead the nation in fighting climate change and creating a future powered by clean, renewable energy. This is left-wing rubbish. Who gave this woman a job? She's in charge. Who made this woman? Josh Frydenberg, you the minister. Who put this woman in charge of the Australian Energy Market Operator to impose her ideological view on whether or not Hazelwood should stay open and how we would get our future electricity supplies? We've got a person with no experience in Australia, someone who has shown no concern for the importance of a nation having internationally competitive electricity prices, someone who believes they can stop bad weather, and renewable energy zealot who talks excitedly about a 50% renewable energy target, and she's recruited all the way from New York by the Turnbull government to head the Australian Energy Market Operator. There couldn't be a worse appointment. Any chance she's going to call for Hazelwood to be kept running? And you're trying to tell me the Turnbull government has changed its spots and is not still a prisoner of the global warming hoax? Here is Australia's economic future being trashed by ideology.
And